The way my day starts out is all determined on how things went the night before. I try to get in bed at a decent time so I can get some good sleep and pray for strength to wake up in the morning, because when I can, I try to get up at 4:30 because the kids are still asleep, the house is quiet, and I'm able to spend a little bit of time connecting, starting my day off on the right foot, and to really just have some personal time before we hit the ground running. I like to write in my journal, read God's word, spend some time praying, and seek direction. Then after that, I wash my hands and get ready for chores. My husband comes out ready for work, and we're ready to go milk the cow and get things done around the farm. At this point, it's about 5:15, 5:30, and the animals are awake and happy and waiting for us. We've got a pretty good system worked out between my husband and I, which has been really nice. We just do our thing and it runs smoothly. So I get the grain ready. Our dairy cow gets about 10 pounds of grain, and she loves it more than anything, so she'll come running when that's put in her stanchion. I just dump it on in, and she'll come and let herself right on in there. I then get the heifer's feed. We're feeding her out right now, so she gets cracked corn and a supplement called the Steak Maker. We're really excited because we're butchering her in September, and so right now she's eating so that she can be ready for when it's time to butcher her. But she gets just over 11 pounds of this mixture, and she loves her grain more than anything as well. We have the milk cow and the horse together at night to separate her from the calf so that she's fully ready to be milked this morning, and she's coming up ready for her grain. After we're done milking, we'll reunite her with the calf, and the calf will drink on her all day long, and then in the evening we'll separate them again so that we have a full amount of milk for our family in the morning. And this is our first time doing this with calf sharing, and it's been a really great process for us to only have to milk once a day in the mornings. We have these disposable wipes, which are incredible for cleaning her up. We used to use rags, and that was not a fun process to have to do so much laundry. Always had dirty rags around. These are amazing, but we have to clean her up really good, make sure that there's nothing on her. I would say this is probably the most important step in having a milk cow. We then proceed to milk her. I take one side, my husband takes the other, but it's pretty relaxing, and it's been a really neat experience for us to be able to spend the mornings together, the two of us in the barn, and to be able to get something for our family, to meet our needs, and to be able to do it ourselves has been incredible. We try to get as much milk out of her as we can, but we also don't get too intense about it. If there's any left in her, then it's just more for the calf. But then we instantly pour our milk into this bucket that's got a lid on it to make sure that everything remains clean while we're finishing up chores. So that'll sit there. Then my husband typically puts Mabel away, gets hay for the livestock, and then I move on to feeding the rest of the animals. They all come running at breakfast time. We've got our barn cat, Lady Whiskers. She eats up here. Our dog, Callie. We've had her for years. My husband goes up to the hayloft where we've got all of our hay stored. We're hoping to get more in the next little bit. Pray for rain. But he will throw down hay to the 3 cows and then also he'll throw some down in the other area of the barn for our horse. But as you can see, they love their grain. They also love their hay, and they'll hang out there for quite a while. Now the chickens, I grab some feed for them and head up to their coop with some fresh water. Their water gets pretty dirty by the end of the day, so I replace it every morning with some fresh water, give them their feed, and then I collect eggs. We are now done in the barn for the morning. So now we're going to head inside. My husband will finish up whatever he needs to do before he heads off to work. I like to use this time to get him some lunch made. I typically make him some sandwiches with rolls I've made that I store in the freezer. After I make his lunch, I then go on and I get the milk all strained and into the fridge. We double strain it, so we've got a milk filter that we put in our little funnel, and then we've got a mesh strainer that goes on top. That just makes sure that the milk is remaining extra clean, good for drinking. We got just under 1.5 gallons this morning, which is pretty standard for what we get from Miss Mabel. Sometimes we'll get up to 1.5 gallons, but we've been going through this milk quickly. It's the perfect amount for our family. And this is what a typical morning in this home looks like every single day. Weekends are nice because we can start a little bit later, but this is what we do all the time. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for being here, and make sure to visit back to see what's going on at home with Mama.